Everyone, welcome to the Start Your Cybersecurity Career video series, part 2. In part 1, I discussed the benefit of getting experience in the information technology field. In this video, I'll discuss the benefit of getting certified. So why should you get certified? First reason is that you'll gain knowledge and you'll learn about cybersecurity. There's a lot to learn in cybersecurity, and it'll take many years for you to learn a good amount. By no means will you ever learn everything that there is to learn. It's a deep field. But one of the best ways you can get started is to get certified and gain some knowledge in either a broad area or a specific area that a certification is focused on. This in turn will help you build your resume, so whenever you start applying for jobs, you'll be able to demonstrate to employers that you've got a baseline level of knowledge or a more advanced level of knowledge. So before I go into my rankings, I wanted to give you my background, and that being that I'm a CISSP. I hold a GCED and a GSEC certification, both from the GIC organization. So these will influence my rankings. These are where I'm most experienced. I previously held 2 certifications, the MCSC and the GCUX certifications. Both of these have allowed to lapse, mainly because I decided I wanted to spend my efforts on the first 3 and not so much in the last 2. So for my rankings, my number 1 certification is the CISSP. I think in general, if you ask many cybersecurity practitioners, they'll say that this is the premier cybersecurity certification, or arguably one of the top 2. I think you can make an argument that there's others that may be number 1, but this, in my experience, is number 1 from reputation, but also more importantly from the breadth of material that the CISSP covers. And also the depth that you get. It doesn't go super deep into content, but it does go moderately deep. The test I took back in 2007 when I first passed this was 6 hours long, so there's a lot of time there to cover a lot of material. The test now is 3 hours long, thankfully, so it won't be as much of a beating. There is a 5-year experience requirement for the CISSP. You can get 1 year of credit for either a 4-year degree or another ISC squared credential. And ISC squared is the organization that puts on the CISSP. My second ranking certification series of second ranking certifications are the SANS GIC certifications. GIC provides 30 certifications currently, and they have a wide variety of topics they cover, anywhere from more of a broad or foundational cybersecurity certification like the security fundamentals exam, or the security essentials like the GSEC, to more specific ones like a advanced malware reverse engineering certification or a penetration testing certification. So these are some wonderful certifications. I've passed 3 of them, like I said previously, the Unix Security Administrator, the Security Essentials, and the Enterprise Defender. They're all wonderful. I will say these are pretty tough exams. They require a lot of studying, which is a good thing. You learn a ton there. One challenge with these is that they are expensive. The list price, I believe, recently went up to roughly, $8,500, I want to say, for study materials and an exam attempt. So if you get a chance, if you have an employer that has budget for training, try to get your budget to subsidize you for these. I know with my employer, we got somewhat of a deal by being part of a consortium, and we only, and I say only in quotation marks, we only paid roughly $4,000 per certification. So keep that in mind. My next ranking certifications, I would say, are vendor specific, and mind you, I've only got experience here with the Microsoft ones. I do include this category here mainly because these certifications provide you with specificity and focus in given hardware and software systems that you may be working with. For example, my current employer runs a lot of Microsoft systems. Therefore, it's beneficial to understand the Microsoft operating systems very well, Microsoft applications, Microsoft cloud systems very well. As a result of knowing these well, you'll understand security much better. So if you know you're going to work for an employer that runs Palo Alto or Cisco, for example, I'd recommend that you go get certified in those technologies. That way you build your baseline understanding and understand security that much better. I will say that with the Microsoft certifications, that in my opinion, those really helped me early on in my career establish subject matter expertise, especially with regard to Active Directory and group policy, both of which have huge amounts of cybersecurity that you have to deal with in both and keep in mind in both. And my fourth ranking, I would say the Security Plus, Certified Ethical Hacker. Likely there are other lesser certifications I would put in this category. I consider these to be more entry-level certifications. These are more prolific. You see more people having these. So I definitely would consider these entry-level. These are a great way to start building knowledge. But I highly recommend that if you do start here, progress on to other certifications and continue building. In summary, here are my rankings. So the CISSP number 1, then the GISC certifications, then vendor-specific certifications, and then my other category. As far as recommendations, like I mentioned earlier, if your employer has a training budget, do whatever you can to take advantage of that. Just like a 401k match, it's free money. So don't leave it on the table if you can. Take advantage of it. Getting a certification is extra work, but like I said, if you're getting compensated for it potentially, go ahead and get it. It's money that you don't have to spend out of your own pocket. Next, I highly recommend that you commit to pursuing certifications and also be ready to be humbled. Keep in mind that just because you fell once, fell twice, that doesn't mean you can't pass these. I will say that early on with the Microsoft certification, the MCSE, I passed, I think, the first exam after failing once. The second exam, I failed twice and then passed it on the third time. So that was certainly really humbling. In hindsight, though, I gained a ton of knowledge. It was a tremendous experience, and like I said, it helped me to be a subject matter expert at my employer. Third, I highly recommend that you keep in mind the idea of competition, that you're in a marketplace against other people, so be ready to compete. This does mean you're going to have to put in hard work. Getting these certifications, keeping them current, sometimes can be a bit of a drag, but there's certainly an upside with the experience, with the resume material. You'll be a better product, a better competitor in the marketplace overall. And my last recommendation is to keep in mind the concept of building. So just because you get to, say, the Security Plus and pass that, or another entry-level certification, don't think that that's the place to stop. Continue building. Just like if you're going to go into basketball, for instance, you're not going to become a solid high school player and then expect to get to the NBA and win a NBA Finals. You've got to build, go to college, become a star player there, go to the NBA, then develop your craft there before you win the finals. So keep that in mind, the idea of building continuously. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Give me a subscribe and give me a like. Thank you.